Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. This week's parsha is Parshas Vayerah, and at the end of the parsha we read about the famous parsha, the famous story of Hashem telling Avraham to bring his son Isaac up as an offering onto an altar and seemingly to kill his son. Now, this is a very misunderstood story. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this. Of course, we're not really interested in everybody's opinion. We're interested in what the Torah tells us about exactly what happened. Now, the idea that I want to share with you is that we come from a perspective of that for Abraham, this battle was something that's very hard because he loved his son. He loved his son very much. And now Hashem was telling him to go kill his son. And so therefore that was his battle, that he had to overcome his love of his own child in order to fulfill the word of Hashem. Now, that's certainly true. However, the Nefesh HaChaim explains, it's slightly different. He explains that the ordeal was something else. He explains that Avraham Avinu had such clarity in what it is that Hashem told him to do and all the commandments, as if his mind became illuminated and he completely understood why it was that the mitzvah that Hashem is giving him here and now makes 100% sense. Whether it was charity, whether it was Shabbos, whatever it was, he was able to see how everything connected and everything connected in the upper realms in this world and everything in general, all the mitzvahs all made sense. This mitzvah, however, to Avram did not illuminate his mind, and he did not see how this was something that Hashem actually wanted him to do. And Avraham Avinu was able to view the world, everything was in perfect order, yet here seemed to have been a glitch. There was a glitch in the matrix. And that was Avram's ordeal. Avram's ordeal was, wait, so do I listen? Do I not listen? If there's no end result, benefiting end result, positive end result in this, why should I listen? This doesn't seem to make any sense. And indeed, it actually did not make sense because Hashem never actually told him to kill his son. He told him to simply bring him up as an offering. Hashem was testing him to see what he would do and how he would do it. But Avram listened anyway. Why? Because Avram's approach was, there's no such thing as a glitch in the matrix. There's no such thing as Hashem making a mistake. If Hashem tells me to do something, I'm going to do it, whether or not it makes sense to me. And on a daily, practical level, we have the same thing. Sometimes we do a mitzvah. It makes sense. It makes sense to give charity. It makes sense to listen to my father and my mother. And it makes sense to open the door for people and do acts of kindness and maybe even go visit the sick. But then there's other mitzvahs that don't make any sense. They don't seem to have a positive outcome. Nothing is being gained thereby. Like, why should I make sure not to wear wool and linen together called shatnez? Or why should I make sure not to eat only kosher? There's a lot of people that eat non-kosher. Nothing happens to them. Seems to be a glitch in the matrix. The answer is there's no such thing as a glitch. Hashem told us to do something, so we do it. And not because Hashem is a dictator of evil and wants to, no, it's quite the contrary. The same way a loving father tells you to do something, and you know that that father loves you, so your response is, well, if he's telling me to do it, obviously it's for my good, whether or not I understand it. So Hashem wants us to do the same way. So our approach is to be the same approach that Avraham Avinu had, that Abraham had. His approach was, everything is clear. Now, it's not clear for us, but we have to have that frame of mind that really everything is clear. It's our minds that are a little muddled, and we don't see everything as we should. But everything is clear, and everything has a connection. Everything makes sense. But when it comes to things that don't make sense on a practical level, that's really where we get tested. And Hashem wants to see what we're made out of and squeezing out the best of us. This week's video is dedicated to my sister Malka and her husband Moshe upon the birth of their baby Shaya. Mazel tov to you. Alana Nachas. Thank you for listening.